Okay, perfect. So my name is Megan. If you've never met me, I am the founder of Yes God Wellness. And I want to take a few moments before I hop on my live call inside of my community, the Quantum Prayer Circle, to discuss the pipeline from resisting life to appreciating life. The society that we've been raised in, most likely our parents, all of the isms teach us that this is a resistance. We have to resist. We have to fight. We have to, have long suffering. We have to push and force and make things happen and struggle. And what I want to talk about is something that is very counterintuitive to all of that. And it is the concept of actually accepting, of actually releasing the need to resist, releasing the need to fight, releasing the need to win, releasing the need to be right, and setting your weapons down. Setting your weapons down and allowing the fight to not be your responsibility. Considering and pondering that the fight can be God's responsibility and that you don't need to be the one that's actually in the ring. And so I want to talk about very quickly the pipeline from resistance to appreciation. Because when we are resisting a thing, we are continuing to co-create with that thing. When we need to be right, when we need to prove a point. Thank you, Diego, for liking the live. Thank you, Instagram, for liking the live. When we need to be right, when we need to prove a point, when we need to get the final word, when we need to one-up someone, when we need to be better, when we need to compete, when we need to, prove the person in, the teacher that told us we were never going to amount to nothing. When that is the basis, when that is the reason why we are doing the things that we are doing, we have already lost. Because we are coming from a place of lack. We are coming from a place of, I don't have something, so I have to work really, really, really hard to get it. Instead of acknowledging the fact that everything that has happened to me has served me. Everything that God has for me cannot be removed away from me, regardless of circumstance, regardless of what anyone tells me, regardless of what my bank account says, regardless of what the scale says, regardless of what any external factor says about me. I am going to be still and know that I am one with God. So the way that we move through that is, first of all, we acknowledge that we're doing it. We acknowledge the intention or the motive behind why we're doing things. Are we doing things because we truly enjoy them? Are we doing things because we are looking to be of service? Or are we doing things because we're looking to get something out of the deal? Are we doing things with selfish intention, or are we doing things with selfless intention? And so when we begin to understand that, I have everything that I need inside of me. I have a mind that is working. I have a body that is working. There may be things going on in my life that I'm not pleased with. I wish they were different. I wish they were better. But that doesn't mean that I can't be grateful for the fact that I'm still taking breath, that my heart is still beating, that I'm still here. So giving yourself permission to release the need to win. Release the need to have external circumstances show you and other people that you are successful, that you are accomplished, that you are worthy, that you are enough. And this takes a lot of awareness and mindfulness. It takes for us to, so insightful, many, many thanks. You're so welcome. This takes awareness, and it takes courage to be willing to look at ourselves, because there are many people in the world who will never really take a mindful look at themselves because they just are stuck in their ways. They think they're right, and that's that. And typically what you'll find with people like that is that they are poor and they are miserable. Let me say that again. Typically people who think they are right all the time, who can never be corrected, who can't take constructive criticism, who cannot take inventory, who cannot take accountability for themselves, they are either poor and or miserable. Even if they're not poor, they're typically not very pleasant to be around. So first and foremost, you need to look at yourself and be honest. Is that the type of person I am? Is that the type of person I want to be? Then you move over into, okay, you know what? I'm not going to resist life anymore. Peace, alto sounds. I'm not going to fight my way through. I'm not going to try and manipulate. I'm not going to, force life to bend to my will. I'm not going to force life to bend to my will. I'm not going to be the ship out in the middle of a storm trying to make the storm stop. I am going to fortify myself as the ship. I'm going to focus on my identity as the ship in the midst of the storm, because I have accepted and I understand that life is a series of storms. That's what life is. So waiting for life to stop being a storm is ridiculous. It's quite ridiculous for waiting for life to stop being a storm. That's what life is, a series of storms. The goal is not to try and control the wind and control the lightning and control the sea and control the storm. It is to grab hold of yourself as a steady, capable vessel of withstanding the storm, of not allowing the storm to break you completely apart. And when the storm does cause damage, that you repair that damage. You don't go out and try to control the storm. And this is what we do when we try to go out and make something happen, make circumstances change, make. We're trying to always make things happen versus deciding to focus on ourselves and shift our identity, because our identity dictates what types of responses that we are going to have to storms. If I'm correct, don't do telescope. People say it started off as a massive explosion. I don't know what that means, Matt Young. So, I do have to jump in just a moment, but I want to say this is the pipeline from moving from resisting life, from being bitter, from feeling, to all of the other things. Is you give yourself permission to release. You know what? Regardless of whatever has happened, whatever is happening, whatever is going to happen, I am going to stop trying to steer this ship and fight against the storm. I am going to take cover, and I'm going to make sure I have supplies. I'm going to make sure I have my water. I'm going to make sure I have my non-perishable items. I'm going to make sure that I have things to repair the holes that may come. I'm going to make sure that I have cloth to repair. I'm going to focus on myself instead of trying to dictate the circumstances. So I'm going to release trying to control the storm, and I'm going to focus on my own self. I'm going to accept that life is a series of storms. I'm not going to choose to feel victimized every time another storm comes. You're in the middle of the ocean. This is what happens. Storms happen. And then I'm going to take it a step further, and I'm going to appreciate that I have a boat to be inside of while this storm is happening. So it's resist, release, accept, appreciate. This is a short one today. I have to run and get on my daily call with my Quantum Prayer Circle. We'd love to have you inside the Quantum Prayer Circle. And that's it for me today. So I hope you have an amazing, beautiful, fantastic, wonderful day. And yes, God. And that's that. All right, y'all. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye. Yes, God.